Two big features we're offering this year for MLB 07 The Show. The first is Road to the Show. And Road to the Show, just like in years past, we've offered the career mode. This year what we're doing is not only having you take the action on the offensive side, but also the defensive side. So you're playing both sides of the ball. As far as Road to the Show goes, what it's doing is you're, again, creating your minor league player with your attributes, your accessories, his look, his feel, giving him the name you'd like. But you're required by your manager. You have certain goals and certain situations you have to cover. As you meet those goals and those situations, you're given attribute points, which allow you to build your player up, which hopefully will progress you from AA to AAA to eventually the show, which is the bigs. And what we're offering in Road to the Show this year is you're getting the perspective of him on the field. So if you decide to pick a second baseman, you're seeing that perspective on the field through a third-person camera. You're having to field a ball. You're having to back up a base. You're having to back up cut off a throw. So you're doing all the small things that small baseball requires, as well as big baseball, hitting the home run, driving in the runs. So what we're trying to do here is immerse you deeper into that career mode and making you feel like what a minor league player would really experience in a baseball game. And the second feature, which is probably our biggest feature, is online leagues. And online leagues this year, we're offering full 30-team leagues. Each player will be given their league or be able to choose their team. You're able to commission one league and be in 4 others. As a commissioner, some of your responsibilities are making sure the league progresses, making sure unresolved games happen, dropping players, dropping bad seeds, just like there are in any online situation. What leagues offer is not only do you have all the league games you play count towards your overall stats, but you get league-specific stats. There's full league stat tracking. You'll see who the league leader is in ERA, in batting average, in home runs. So you get small little cubby holes of bragging rights in a small group as opposed to the overall online leaderboards. And part of those online leagues is you get a full season. You can set your games. You can set your number of series you play against each opponent. And games and leagues can be as short as 6 teams, 8 games, up to 162 games. And what we're trying to do is basically give you that experience. What does it feel like to play a full season? So some of these leagues could be dedicating large parts of your day, large parts of your life to it. But people want that. They were going to large lengths with third-party sites and trying to create these leagues and entering their own stats and making their own playoff brackets. We're offering that all in the game this year. So after the season ends, you get your playoff bracket, and eventually you crown a champion, which is tied to your player account. So people look at your player card and see, oh, this guy's won a few leagues. Maybe I want him to be my buddy. Maybe I want to join a league with him. So that's what the two big features are for MLB 07 The Show. Both PS2 and PSP will be offering both of these features. As part of Road to the Show, you're given by your coach, by your manager, this is your goal, this is your situation. Each one of those goals, they may be on the offensive side, maybe on the defensive side. Maybe as big as turning a double play, maybe as small as backing up first base. Each one of those successes correlates into attribute points. And those attribute points, like I said, is what builds up your player, lets you strengthen your arm, lets you strengthen your fielding accuracy. And what that'll do is eventually allow you to play better on field, which will allow you to hopefully graduate from the minors over to the bigs. And you're going to have a relationship with your manager. So if he tells you to bunt and you're swinging away, you're going to get a nasty note in your locker room when you get back to the front end of your career home. So there is a relationship that's built there between your manager and the player on field. And each goal and situation comes with it. It's either positive or negative repercussions, whether you're successful or not. One of the things coming into 07 is we really tried, as years past, we tried to focus on that interface between a batter and a pitcher. And along those lines, just like in any real baseball game, you have your catcher calling the game. So based on who's at bat, what their stats are, what their attributes are in the game, and who's pitching, he's going to give you an indication. I want you to pitch this pitch, and I want you to pitch it in this location. Now, just like in the real game, you can shake off and pick whatever pitch you'd like to throw. You may not have as much success, but you can be successful. And what this adaptive pitch interface is what we're calling the API is offering, is not only a way to get the feeling of and immerse yourself into what a real baseball game would feel like when you're pitching on the mound, but it's also a learning tool. This is how I should be pitching in this situation. This is when Pujols is up, where I should be throwing the ball based on whatever pitcher he may be matched up with. And it's directly tied to stats, and it's directly tied to player attributes, which leads us into our pitch command system, which we're offering this year. So just like any pitcher who's warming up in the bullpen, he may or may not have full command over all his pitches. Zito could come in and not be feeling great on his curveball. May not be getting his break. So even though he's got one of the strongest curveballs in game, it may be a little lower today, which means you've got to establish that command, you've got to build on it, you've got to get success. And the way you establish a pitch is by, throwing strikes, getting batters out, throwing strikeouts. And so even though you may come into a game with a pitcher not having strong command of a certain pitch, you can establish that eventually. And the good thing about that is it's extremely dynamic. So you may load into a game with or without all your pitches in command, but you're given the opportunity to build on it. So what we're offering there is just like, again, a real life baseball experience for, you have your good days and you have your bad. So we're offering that to the user this year. With changes in the pitching system, the batting side's got to react as well. So what we're offering in years, baseball has always had a hard time trying to determine, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not making contact? Am I swinging too late? Am I swinging too early? What we're offering this year is a swing analysis tool. So if you miss a pitch completely, you're given the ability to click down on that L3 button, and you'll see a screen come up, and a little OSD. It'll tell you, you swung late, you swung early, the pitch was inside, it was outside, you were right on time, how your timing was. And what's good about that is you'll be able to fix it. Whether you're in rookie or all-star level, you're able to address what you may be doing wrong and fix it so you have success in future games to come. On that same note, for the batter, what users will notice is we're offering a swing location indicator, so it lets you know where you're swinging. There's an on-screen display which will show you, are you swinging high, are you aiming low? So in years past, you would aim it, but you wouldn't get direct feedback on where this bat swing or the location of the bat is taking plane over the strike zone. So you'll see an indication, I'm swinging high, I'm swinging low, and that swing analysis is just complementing it to let you know what you're doing right or what you may be doing wrong. In the PSP, as opposed to the PS2, there are some things we need to change and adapt to. There's less buttons, there's less joysticks, obviously, no L3, R3 buttons. So we've had to make some changes to some of the features as far as gameplay and actually taking action on field. One of the, biggest differences between the PS2 and P, first, is there's no franchise in PSP. But what we do offer on the PSP side as an online feature, which we've had and could use to get some more information on, is PSP News to Go. So online, we have a relationship with MLB.com. We get full 31 RSS feeds, whether you want any of the 30 specific teams or one general MLB feed. You can download those, store them onto your memory stick, and read them at your leisure when away from a hotspot. So if you're out on a plane, on a train, keep up with your team, keep up with the stats, and see what's going on at any given time with the PSP News to Go feature. The little bit of information I can give you on the PS3 is we'll be seeing a lot more animations. With added room on the Blu-ray, with added memory, we're able to load in more animations. We're able to load in a lot more data on the disc. So what that equates to the user is just variety. We've offered MLB in the past, the show has done a great job of giving variety of animations. Just imagine that times a multitude, another 33% on top of that for the first year alone. But you're just going to see an insane amount of variety in animations and fielding. The same situations, you may see 5, 6, 7 different animation types for one situation. So you're just going to see an abundance of variety, just like you would see in a real baseball diamond. A few online features we're offering you this year is, one of them is complementing the ticker. So just like you see on ESPN, you're seeing a news ticker that tells you what the score is, what the inning is for any given time live while games are going on. This year we're offering users the ability to select that actual icon, the ticker. You'll be able to scroll through any game and see who's on base, what the pitch count is, who's pitching, who's at bat, and you get multiple up-to-the-minute updates to keep track of your game and your favorite team at any given time while online. Also online, we're offering My Sliders. So users have gone to great lengths using, again, third-party sites to try to communicate to other people, this is the game, this is how the game should be tuned off of their sliders. So even though we feel we designed the best game, once we put it on the shelf and tweak it and tune it to the best of our ability, ultimately users want to be their own designer. And they're going to move their sliders, and they've gone on websites in years past and say, click this slider 3 times to the right. What we're offering now is the ability to use our online service, let you pull off a memory card, upload it on to our MLB servers. Users can download at their leisure, they vote on them and rate them, and you can see which is most downloaded, which is highly voted, which has got the best rating. And users can use them and play them offline and come back and vote at their leisure. So for MLB 07, the show, both PS2 and PSP, you're going to see big key features like Road to the Show, getting you on-field experience. You're going to see online leagues with full stat tracking. You're going to see it all come out in the springtime of 07.